What's going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. My name is AJ, and today we are going to talk about the 5 things we love about the 2022 Toyota Camry TRD. We've already discussed the 5 things we hate, and we've also done a review. I'll put both of those links somewhere here on the screen so you can click them if you would like to see those items. Without further ado, let's get to number 1 on the list that we like about this car. Alrighty, number 1 on the list is definitely the looks of this car. This car looks super aggressive compared to any other Camry, and honestly, most sedans out on the road, this car does stand out, even being stopped at gas stations, because it doesn't look like your average Camry. However, as I've discussed on my hate video, you do give up some things for these looks. With that said, let's take a look at some of the aggressive items and functional items on this car. You have a, what I will call an RS or sporty looking grille, which is super nice on this car. You move around and kind of on the side, you can see it for sure. It sticks out big time. This nice front lip or spoiler, you want, or whatever you want to call it. And then you have bigger brakes on this vehicle versus any other Camry, along with red calipers. Moving down the side, you do have this nice side skirt, and it actually does like stick out. There is some space in between it on both sides, so you can kind of see, so that looks super nice. Moving down, you do have a diffuser down here around the bottom, which looks good with the exhaust as well. Both of them are functional. And then moving up, last but not least, on the exterior, to make this thing look super sporty, is the rear spoiler, which is a very nice touch. I absolutely love it. And even from driving in it, which I discussed in my review, you can see the tip of this in your mirror. It's so nice. That is absolutely a great feature. Alrighty, so number 2 on the list has to be the exhaust on this car. Now, it's not a V8 muscle car, okay? Don't put it in that category. So when I tell you that it's a thing that I love, don't compare it to something that's not apples to apples, okay? Compare it to other Camrys. Compare it to, you know, Mazdas, anything like that, okay? This car's exhaust, woo, man, it sounds so much better than the average Joe. Let me set the camera down. Let me give you a few little revs here so you can hear. Yeah, that's not your average Camry. I'm just saying, and that's why it's number 2 on the list. Just like that, let's go ahead and get on over to number 3. Alrighty, so number 3 on the list for sure is the way this car handles itself. And what I mean by that is the responsiveness to the steering. The responsiveness to the steering and the way the suspension is set up, because you will notice this car is lowered slightly from other Camrys. And, you know, it's still practical though, because like even my driveway, I can get in and out of it, no issues. I don't worry about rubbing the front lip or anything. But it's low enough and it's stable enough that like I put this thing into some turns and it just hugs the turns. Like for a 4-door sedan, it's pretty good. It's definitely better than the hybrid XSE 2022 model that I drove as far as the suspension goes. And you can tell, that's where you really can tell this car is a TRD and why you buy a TRD, along with the exhaust and the looks. It's the performance. And it's not that it's that fast of a car, so don't get me wrong there. It could use a little bit more horsepower. It's still lacking that just a little bit. But as far as like putting this car in turns, it would be a fun car to track. It really would. I know some of you are going to be like extreme, maybe people that really do track cars. You're probably laughing, but people that maybe don't, or novice or whatever, like this car is a really good car for that. I'm just telling you, love the suspension on this car. 4 on the list, I'm already showing you, this is gonna be a quick one. This screen right here. Super nice touch that Toyota gave it a nice big screen. It's very responsive, it has good information on it. It even has like your fuel economy, has your music. The only thing it's missing is obviously navigation, but you can plug in your phone through Android or Apple CarPlay and then you can hit map. But as it stands right now, you can't just like hit that because it's not available. But it's very responsive, it's easy to use, it's easy to read for all ages, and even everything's like nice and big, so you can, yeah, it's perfect. So nothing wrong with this screen. Number 5 on this list would be the interior looks. The appearance of the interior really tells you that it is a TRD. And no, I'm not talking about the lack of features, I'm talking about the way it looks. For example, if we go to buckle up safety first, the seatbelt is red. That is not something you're gonna see in any other Camry. That feels special. It's small, it costs probably near nothing for Toyota to do it, and it feels special, which is what you want in the TRD. And then, you know, you move over here to the center console, you've got red pipe stitching right here, which really goes with the theme. Your gauges are red to match. You can see in the background right here that I am in sport mode, because if I go to normal, it'll go to blue. So you leave it in sport there. And then even the seats, if you look at the seats here, I just think they look super aggressive, which is what you want for this car. That's the reason you're buying a TRD, in my opinion. You have this red center stripe right there to go along with the theme, and then TRD stitched in the headrest right there. And then even moving to the back, it's the exact same thing for the back seats. I think that looks really, really nice for a TRD. Alrighty guys, and that was the 5 items on the list for the 5 things that I love about the 2022 Toyota Camry TRD. And the very next video, the last video in the series of this car, is going to be what it's like living with this car for 7 days. I've already done all the other videos. I put the links earlier, but I'll put them here as well. The 5 things we hate, and also the review. They'll be somewhere on the screen here for you. Please subscribe. We have a new car every single week for you guys to show you the goods, the bads, and well, some of the quirks. Just like that. See y'all in the next one. Peace.